go. Welcome to NUFC Talk TV. Welcome, folks. We got Brent. We got the mighty win. NUFC Undisputed. We're going to be talking about some transfers that players that we're linked to, some rumors, some news. Hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe. Become a member if you can, and help us reach as many Newcastle fans as we can, as many members as we can get. It'll be lovely. Don't forget, you can super chat, you can highlight your comments, and also support the channel, of course. So you can do that on the bottom right-hand side. Hit the $sign, follow the steps, and we will get your comment immediately. Lovely to see Mighty Mag back in the in the chat, of course. You know, he's been busy, and lovely to see Mighty Mag, the king of the mods, in the building. We're missing AG as well. Hopefully he's doing well. Last time I heard he was sick, so hopefully he can, he's getting better. And we're here again. Mighty win. Brent, how's it going, lads? All good?
Oh, good.
And by the way, Brent started, he clicked the buttons for the first time, so he started the show.
He's got the helm.
Well, let me tell you, that wasn't bad, was it? It took Mighty Win a week to figure that out. So
I still haven't figured it out.
Exactly. Actually, yes, he's right. Well, lovely to see everybody in the chat, of course. Roger, Ian Fleming, everybody there. Choppy. Let's see who else we got there. Johnny NUFC, haven't seen you in a week, mate. Beer Viking, everybody there. So please hit the like button. Help us support the lovely Betsy, my beloved wife. Hit the like button. And all right, so we got to talk transfers, man. Transfers, or latest news or whatever. By the way, Brent, the NUFC Undisputed, man. Well, you know already. Me and the Mighty Win like to, clash on this show. So that's why we got you in the middle, so you can, keep us apart. Relay my message, man, to him when I speak. I shall not speak to him today. But no, all jokes aside, great stuff. And let's get ready, shall we? There's a new report out there, according to, who is it according to? According to somebody, that Leeds United are interested in Newcastle defender Matt Targett, who has made only 7 Premier League starts since his £15 million permanent move from Aston Villa. However, the Magpies are unlikely, to really get a deal done. It's already 2 days. We got 2 days before it closes, and but
no, we've got 5 days yet.
Until Monday, is it?
Tuesday, the 3rd.
Is it the 3rd? I thought he ended on the 31st. At midnight. Well, that's okay. That's weird.
11 p.m. on the 3rd of February.
Okay, so we'll definitely have to do. So the 3rd of February. Wait a minute. Isn't that match day?
No,
that's not match day. That's Tuesday. You said. Is that Tuesday?
I put it in the.
Well, Tuesday would be the 4th. That's weird.
Oh, sorry, Monday. It's the 3rd anyway.
So it's
11 p.m. on Monday. Yeah.
So it is a match day. I think Villa play. Or no, who is it? Somebody plays Monday.
Yeah. Well, likely not for us because we got a match on Wednesday, I believe. But so we'll definitely, whenever it is Monday, we're going to do our transfer deadline show from 9 p.m. UK all the way to midnight. So that's going to be an interesting one, of course. 3 hours of live show, monitoring any incoming moves. And, of course, if you or outgoing, should I say. And, if you like Premier League, watching Premier League moves as well, I mean, we're going to have to monitor everything going on. So you will see it as it scrolls by on your screen, bang, brand new signing or departure, whatever on your screen, you'll see it. So hopefully it says Mighty Win departure to some other channel. We'll be happy to have that. But no, I'm joking. I'm joking, Win. I'm joking, man. So it'll be Monday. But Matt Targett, I mean, obviously, there's no hope really that it can be done. But I mean, Leeds though, they can't afford that salary though. I mean, it's just that's the point.
I think if a deal's done, like I've said, you've got to whatever we're going to get. We're paid 15 for him. Is going to cost us probably near enough 3 million to get off the books. So anything above 12 million, if they can do a deal with him for whatever, 20, 30 grand a week or something, we'll have to pay the difference, which is going to cost us 3 million. So you do the sums, and if are we interested in selling them or not?
No,
Can
but we better be.
replacement for 12 million.
We better be interested in selling them. Here's the thing. No matter how good you say he is, I mean, that's fine. He's a decent player, I guess you could say. But he's not worth 100K a week, and that money can go to somebody else. So just based on that, there's not going to be an improvement of him. He's not going to be a starter. He's not going to be, I think he's on too much
No,
money
he's
a
not,
week
but you're
anyway.
relying on Lewis Hall.
I understand that, but I mean,
keeping his form.
but just like now,
And
we're relying on Murphy.
and not getting injured and not getting suspended.
But it's just like now we're relying on Murphy. Actually, Kraft
But
can do
the
that job
beauty is
decently.
we've got Byrne and Kelly who can
And Kraft.
cover for him.
I mean, he's done it before. He's done it before.
Yeah.
So and that's the thing. I think right now
Not the end of the world. I think if we can get our money back on Matt Targett, that's a good deal.
Yeah. What do you think, Brent?
No, I completely agree. If somebody comes in with the right money, then absolutely let him go.
And by the way, he's a bargain at sort of whatever, 12 million, 15 million, 20 million maybe.
Yeah, I think at that price, Leeds would be happy with a player
You're
like that.
you're getting a very good player for that money, I'm telling you.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, but I mean that's. I mean, you would assume that he's gonna go. He would go down in his salary, knowing that he wants to play football. If that's the case.
Well, but he's not actually going to go down because we would pay him off the difference between the salary he's going to get and what we are paying him.
And that's the situation. Will the club really look forward to it? Because that will affect PSR. So.
Well, no, it won't.
Spending money on players doesn't affect PSR. What are you talking about?
Well, because we're going to get that money in. Otherwise, you don't do the deal.
Well,
it means that whatever fee we get, you effectively knock 3 million off it.
Right. Well, it could make sense.
Because that'll be the difference between what he's being offered and what we were paying.
That is solely on the benefit of Newcastle, and we'll hope that Leeds will do what it just benefits Newcastle at the end of the day. Because how much is Targett right now in it? How much does he cost? How much would a left back of his caliber right now cost? Is that going to be?
Well, it would cost more than 12 million, is what I'm saying. But the beauty is, we could get him off the books, and leave ourselves, as you say, with that 100,000 salary to spend elsewhere.
Yeah. For you finish your point, man.
Well, yeah, because that is the point. As long as we get 18 million, let's say, for Matt Targett, we can give him a £3 million payoff.
You think? Well, I actually had a fan on Blue Sky, the app that we're on, if you want as well as X, as well as Threads. If you want to follow us on social media, by the way, at NUFC Talk TV.
Blue social media Threads. What the hell's Blue Sky and Threads?
Well, exactly. So it's a Threads type site, just like X. The new one's upcoming. So follow us anywhere at NUFC Talk TV. There's a Leeds fan that commented on the post that we basically reposted, and they said no. First of all, on X there's a guy named maybe Key88 said no, they can't afford him. And the Leeds fan said that it's too much money. Maybe if they come up, but not right now. So that's the thing. You say 12. You say 18 million. Can Leeds United pay 18 million right now?
Well, if they can't, they can't.
But that's what I'm saying. But that's where you get into the predicament of Mark Targett.
But you're the one that's saying they're in for him.
No, I never said they're in. See that? Here's the. No, I never said they're. No. Hold on. Before you continue to.
It's Tuesday.
Before you continue to defame me on live YouTube, I never said they're in for him. I'm not an ITK. I said there's rumors that they might be interested in, based on what we're seeing all over the place. Thank you, Mighty Mag. Appreciate you gifting a membership away, mate. That's going to. Let's go to the comments here and see who's going to. It's going to Andy Ford. Andy Ford keeps getting memberships, man, every month. He's a lucky one.
Stephen Field has just
and
become
Stephen
a member.
Field
Hello,
just became a
Stephen. There's
member.
a name
Welcome,
I've never
Steve.
seen before.
Welcome, Steve. Welcome, man. Appreciate
Welcome.
that. So lovely to get you guys on the membership thing. You will be able to get giveaways. This at the end of this month, we're doing 2 giveaways. The one for December, the one for January. So so stay tuned, and of course, content live shows just for members. Access to all of our catalog on replay, and we're still working on the Patreon. A good percentage of you have said that you would be interested in the Patreon. I think what's more, before we get off subject, I think we are very limited on YouTube on what we can show, what we can talk about. So I think me and the Mighty Win, we're talking something on the sorts of, having the highlights, the play-by-play to go through, to the tactical analysis, to debate, to talk on, especially after match, maybe like a proper analysis review of every match of Newcastle United. That would probably be lovely. And also on our Once Upon a Time podcast, we can't even share the old player footage as well. We get in trouble a lot of times. So maybe we can do that as well on the website for Patreon. So it's interesting. I think it would be great. It would be great to do that. But getting back into the subject, that's what you run on. That's the issue, Brett, that you run onto with Targett. That if what team, there's no top team that wants Targett that's going to want them, that have the money to pay for it. And then you're going to get a lower team like Leeds that might be interested, but they don't really have the money to pay 18, 20 million for somebody like that. That's the predicament. So
I don't think 18 million's an award for Leeds.
I don't know, man. 18 million is a lot of money.
I guess it just depends on the player.
Exactly.
His current outstanding salary, his current contract finishes June 26. 100 grand a week. So that's 7.5 million. It's going to cost him. Wherever he's going, they're going to pay him 50 grand a week.
Right.
So they're going to pay half. So they're going to pay 3.75 million. So we have to pay him. But to persuade him to go, we've got to pay him 3.75 million. If we are getting, let's say, 15 million for him, out of that, we're losing 3.75. So we're still getting, more than 10 million for him. And 10 million to us right now is good money.
10 million, you say you will go for 10 million?
I'd say probably he's probably worth 20 million, to tell you the truth.
No.
Good player, man. He's a proper player.
Yeah, that's fine. You can say that. So is Almiron. And he's going for. We're going to talk about Almiron in a minute and see what it means.
For a start, Targett's younger than.
No, he's not. He's like 28. Almiron is 30. How young? Can't get in.
He's 29.
Yeah, Almiron is 30, 31. So what's the
just turned?
So I just I mean, hopefully, I don't think there's room for Targett, in my opinion, in the club if we want to move forward. Or maybe there is. You can argue that there might be. The problem is his salary.
It's not only getting him off the books and getting 10 million, well, 5 years, 10 million, whatever, into the coffers, but it's getting that £100,000 a week off the books.
Exactly. Well, I mean, as long as we get that out the books, maybe it can happen. However, there's nothing confirmed, but there is a report out there that Leeds might be interested. But like I said, not too many days left in the window, so can they get something like that? Unless they've been talking about it already, I don't see it. But we shall see. We'll keep on monitoring. And by the way, follow our threads, the app threads, the app X, the app Blue Sky, because we're going to be posting a lot of the stuff on there, reposting rather say. We have no basis on confirming, denying, nothing. We basically repost what we're seeing out there, kind of what Toon Talk Connor in the chat used to do or does. So basically doing that, just informing the people what's been rumored out there. Basically, nobody really other than the club or protagonist can confirm anything anyway. Actually, the club hasn't even confirmed that Almiron is gone, but I mean, obviously, he's in America right now, so he can't come back from that. But at the end of the day, the only ones that have the ultimate say is the club, obviously. So we'll move on from Targett.
Transfer market, they've got Matt Targett valued at 8 million, and we know they are notoriously way below market value.
Yeah. I wonder what they got on Almiron.
Well, let's have a look.
Yeah, do a little quick Almiron thing. We're gonna get into some of your comments, by the way. Beer Viking says Almighty Wins accountancy clients ended up in prison. There you go.
But I didn't.
There you go. Steven says, I need a dodgy accountant, make me a millionaire win. There you go.
16 million euros for Mickey.
Yeah, exactly. We only got him for 10. So imagine that. Howie win and his trained numpties. What? No, man. All right. So the next one in the books that we need to talk about, folks, is shall we see? Go follow us right here at NUFC Talk TV and any app in the world. We're on at NUFC Talk TV. Reposted this, by the way. Newcastle United's Lloyd Kelly is attracting interest from at least 2 Premier League clubs, as reported by The Athletic. The 26-year-old has had a limited playing time under Eddie Howe and is also targeted by Juventus, who, by the way, I've heard that they're thinking of making an offer, another one. While Newcastle is open to his departure and in talks with the Italian club, no Premier League team has made an official offer yet. However, there's no names really on who it might be. But man, we must be sleeping on Lloyd Kelly. I mean, 2 Premier League clubs wanted to jump on. Fenerbahce wanted him, and now Juventus wanted him as well. So look at that, Lloyd Kelly. Unbelievable that.
Well, he's not an old guy. He did well at Bournemouth. Now, obviously, he hasn't really had the opportunity at Newcastle. He is fairly athletic. We've been hard on him. Yeah, he hasn't played great. But if he ever gets an extended run, I think he would be okay. And I think these other teams see that. So honestly, though, I would like to sell him just as much as Targett. I know it sounds like we're getting rid of our entire backup defensive squad, but right now he's 4th choice in the center back ranks. But I don't think you could sell both Targett and Kelly, I guess.
His contract is currently worth £28 million because he's still got 3.5 years we haven't seen it confirmed. We'll see it confirmed when the accounts are published, but allegedly 150 grand a week. All of the quoted figures are saying he's got 150.
Yeah, I think one of was his name, Matty. I forget his channel, but I think he dug a little bit into it and he found that it was like 133 million.
Okay, so that would knock it down from 28 to
the
about
Magpie
22.
channel. The Magpie channel.
Yeah.
The Magpie channel.
But we could certainly you would certainly want more than that for him,
right?
Well, he can go for 30. He can go for 30. I don't think he's proven anything to go above that.
That puts money in the pot, and we've then got 150 million additional in the pot. So there's £250,000 a week we've got to blow on salaries.
Well, look at this. I mean, Connor,
who's about pay for Isak.
Connor, who is runs Toon Talk as well, his page. He says Palace want Kelly. I don't think it's a joke.
No, but he's saying 40 to 50 million to them.
No, it should be 50 to 60.
Generational talent, he is.
A generational talent, but I think that might have something to do with maybe them thinking that Gehi is going to leave. That he doesn't want to renew, and maybe they want to get. So Connor, and look, nobody knows anything specific, but Connor just goes around and researches, and every just like basically anybody can, but they don't. So I've tried to get Connor to write for us, but he's a twat. So we gotta get him on. Come on, Connor, stop playing, man. And now you're Norwegian as well. We actually got this channel is full of Norwegians, man. All right. So look, Crystal Palace might be interested. That's about the club that I would expect, to pay 25-30 million. I think I wouldn't go below 30, to be honest. I think that's what it's worth, really. Right now is what it's worth. Not.
Who's that saying? That's Steve. I don't know which Steve it is. Oh, Steve. The Stack sold 300 pints tonight. Add that on, win.
Come on, man. Who's going to pay? Old Gunnar says, who's going to pay 30 for Kelly? I think
lots of clubs would
a lot of teams are interested right now. So,
well, Juventus wanted to give 18 million for him, and clubs say no. I mean, I could see him go for 25 to Juventus. Because the club might say at 130, Juventus might say, well, let's do
Like I
22.
say,
I don't really know Juventus's finances, but I know that they just loaned that what's his name, Renato Vega from Chelsea, midfielder.
Yeah,
So I don't know if
yeah,
that'll affect them, but
yeah.
you know, it would all depend then on what wages they are offering Kelly, because they're
We're
not
gonna
going to
get
be
into
anywhere
that.
near 150 mil.
Jody Dan, we're gonna get into that in a minute, mate, because there is a big rumor going around that we're looking into a Turkish lad. So we're gonna talk about that in a minute. But I mean, I'm just glad somebody wants.
honestly, I don't see why we don't loan him to Juve. If he's not going to get a lot of minutes for us, why don't we loan him for the rest of the year to a good team like that that's in Champions League? Let him get some minutes at Juve, get some playing time in Italy, and
Yeah,
you know.
No,
yeah,
we still need cover at centre back.
nah, but
How
You
far
know,
away is Lascelles?
you can argue we've got no, but he's out of contract in July as well, and
Yeah, but
we're not gonna offer him another 12 months
no, of
after
course
we've
not.
just paid him for 12 months
That's why I
for
said
doing nothing.
Kelly, we loan. A loan wouldn't be terrible. It allows him to get some playing time, and it saves us a little bit of money for a short time.
That's assuming Botman
So
stays fit, which gives us Burners cover for.
I think. Well, there you go. I think that Burn.
and
I don't know why Englishmen like the way I say Burn, but Burn is I think although I think he's limited on his
There's
thinking as
no
far as
matter what Burn. Don't
I th-
start on that on just because
I
it's a Tuesday night.
no I think that he can cover both positions if given the opportunity to just do a job for both positions. I think he's smart enough to know where to place himself. So I think
well,
we
and
do
Kraft's back, and Kraft did a really good job in
that
center
as
back.
well. That as
So
well.
like I say, look right now, Kelly's
If
fourth
he comes
string.
back, fully fit.
But you got.
Why wouldn't?
I think Kraft wasn't he on the bench recently, or was he?
He was, yeah.
Maybe. Yeah. So
Well,
he's pretty well back. And then how long till is Lascelles going to even make it back this year? I don't know, but
Well,
he should in
allegedly
March.
end of
March.
February, beginning of March.
so then you have
So
plenty of reserves for center back.
you know,
But they're all
it,
crooks.
and if
Hey,
but
Kraft
that's
is
the
good.
thing though. But that's the thing. And if Mr. Mitchell he continues his love affair with Gehi, then
Hope not.
you sign him. Then I mean, what you don't need. 'Cause you now you're gonna have
Well,
to figure out
to
who
be
plays.
fair, I don't think it's Mitchell's love affair with
Nah,
Gay.
yeah, I think that
I
was
think it's more
Or
Eddie.
Eddie.
or might be Eddie. Which listen, I actually have faith in Gehi, but I know some fans don't.
No,
That's fine.
I think Gahey would be fine, but he's definitely. I'm glad we did not pay the 70 that they were asking or anywhere near it. I think Gahey's a 40 to 50 million center back at most 50 million. So I'm glad we didn't shell out anything more than that.
Yeah. All right, makes sense. All right. And then we got a little bit of an update here on Mister. My goodness,
Jonathan David.
Jonathan David.
Yeah.
According to Newcastle World, NUFC's recruitment chief Steve Nixon has been in France monitoring Lille striker Jonathan David. The Magpies are optimistic about signing the 25-year-old, according to this report from the Newcastle World, who has scored 11 goals and provided 2 assists in 18 league appearances this season and is nearing the end of his contract, Mr. Jonathan David, who is right there telling you guys, shh, keep it in the loop. Keep it quiet, man. Keep it quiet. Is there a direct flight from France to Newcastle? Or do they have to go to
Only
Amsterdam?
Paris.
Well, then that's no issue, man. Paris, straight to Newcastle, man. Anyways, we're not gonna be tracking flights like some people do in on X. But Jonathan David, I mean, it's it's a subject of discussion, isn't he? I mean, I think now he seemed to be like the next Isak when he hasn't really done. To me, he's a lot. People expect a lot more now than what he really is because people just talk about him over and over and over and over.
It's like Gahey. It was like Gahey after the Euros.
Right.
I mean, everybody thought if Newcastle picked up Gahey, it was going to turn us, it was going to be the corner turner for us. But I don't think that would have been the case had we even picked him up.
Yeah. Make sure he's a return ticket, says Beer Viking. He's not a Happy Bunny. He's not a Jonathan David fan, but I mean, like
David
beauty
has
about
done it in the Champions League. He's done it. He scored 7 goals. I think he's like second place in Champions League goals right now. 3 assists. I don't know.
what do you think, Marty, when you saying the beauty?
the thing he's got in his favor, he's on a free, right? Which is
Well,
great
yeah,
for us.
he can certainly.
But
he can,
not right now, he's not. But he will be
No.
in the summer. So we'd get him for relative washers. But there's a lot of people in for him who will also be interested in getting him for relative. Now, whether I would pay, I don't know,
How much would you
30
pay?
mil or something.
Yeah, that would probably be about right. I mean, there's not a lot of strikers available at the moment, man. Johnny NUFC, thank you, mate, for the £2 donation. Says love to see.
I'd be
Love-
happy to go with a Sula for the rest of the season.
Love to see David come in the summer on a free. On a free, well, I mean,
Yeah, on a free, certainly.
But then again, on the free, that's the
But
problem.
on a free, you're going to have to pay his wages. He's already. I think there was one report. One report said it would be something like if he goes now, he'd be looking for near enough 200,000. If he goes on a free, he either wants a £10 million signing on fee and 200,000 or 325 a week. So that's the case.
Yeah, I've heard he's wanted big wages too, and I don't know that we would go for that.
Well, I wouldn't.
Yeah, I wouldn't. I mean, he'd be far and away our highest paid player.
Not unless a lot of the wages were made up as kind of bonuses, if you like, add-ons.
He certainly doesn't deserve to be on no 100K above, and not even probably 80, to be honest. I don't know what he's on.
You can forget him if that's what you think. He ain't gonna come anywhere.
Well, what salary is he on right now, Lil? He's probably £1,000 a week, man. What are you talking about? So, no. Look, another club will probably go to another club because they will offer him. They got more money to spend, maybe, and that's a maybe. By the way, Man United are interested in him as well, and they are knackered with PSR, man. So now things are catching up, and now everybody's starting to lighten up. Go on, man.
His current salary is 38,000.
32. It must be 38 euros. 32K.
Yeah. So if you give him 80, 70, he'll be fine.
Yeah, but he won't go because so many big teams, like you said. I think the big thing in his favor right now is the lack of strikers. Yep. There's really not many strikers out there, so you have one that's really him and what's his name from Sporting. Everybody's going to be in for those two in the summer. And to be a backup, I just don't see him coming here. I would love to see it, but I don't see him being.
But if you if we're just having a conversation, we're just talking about Lloyd Kelly. If you get his salary off the book, you can probably maneuver, to get him.
Well, you can't forget we're trying to get Isak to sign a long-term contract.
Well, that's the priority for the summer.
And if you're talking about big money, that's the guy who's got to get the big money.
I would now for Isak, I would definitely go 300K a week.
Oh yeah, I wouldn't have a problem with that
at least, and maybe obviously around that area, I wouldn't have an issue with that because he's proven it 2 seasons in a row. He's had injuries in the beginning, but he bounces back and he's a machine, man. That's one guy that you need to seal. And actually, look, man, Newcastle United. I don't know that he would do it because at the end of the day, he needs to see that the club is going to the direction of the elite players want. But I would definitely argue that he deserves an Erling Haaland contract for 9 years.
Yeah, I think get him as long as you can. Now, some people might not like that because he is injury prone. We've seen he gets knocks here and there, but he's not been out for an extended period like a Wilson.
Oh no, nowhere. No.
So I don't know if I'd go for that long. I think Haaland.
If I was given an ultimatum for Isak between sell him for 150 or put him on a 9-year contract on whatever 250.
No,
I would take the 150 right now.
No, you're crazy. There's not a striker in the world like Isak.
Not right
There's
now.
only a few. There's only a few.
I couldn't agree. I agree with you absolutely, but 9 years on that sort of money is
So you
just
think? So you think City have made a mistake with Haaland? Then?
I actually think they might have, yeah.
yeah. I think they made a massive mistake with Holland.
I mean, the thing with Holland though is he typically does stay really healthy. He's a big guy. I mean, he's just a big, strong
Yeah.
guy. So
Yeah.
health wise, he seems to be able to. You know, he's had knocks here and there, but you know, health wise, he might be good for a
You've-
while.
you've-
Like
But
Ibrahimovic. You know, he didn't really ever go down with any
problem
long
with
term
Holland
injuries.
for me is you have to build your team around him. Now, in
Right.
the form he's in and has been in for a couple of years, you could argue you can do that. But
I tell you what.
if you build your team, because all he does is put chances away, you have to create those chances. He does a little bit off the ball, but by
It's a big
and
deal,
large,
though.
his strength is in the box, finishing chances, which he's
Yep.
absolutely
But
top draw.
Isak does more
But
than that.
you've got to Isaac does a lot more than that. But you've got to build your team around him to do that. And then if he does get injured, you're knackered. Because
No.
because you've got to find somebody else to
Well,
play
hey,
with.
No,
They,
Or
because
you've got to change your whole team.
they just picked up that Frankfurt. I don't know if he's a winger or a strike. I don't know what he is, but he was a player from Frankfurt, and I watched him play against Chelsea, and a lot of people were shocked because he took a lot of shots and missed, and a lot of people were like, he's been so clinical that he's
Saying about Marmouche.
yeah, Marmouche, yeah. That guy, I think he see, but that's the problem now. I don't know that he's a player that can play with Holland because they seem to both be scorers. So we'll see how that works out.
I would have taken Marmouche in a heartbeat.
Oh yeah, he's a player. He's a very good player. He's somebody that signing. I do think they're the Kazakhstan kid from Kazakhstan, Kusanov. I think both of those are actually really good signings for them, and it's going to turn their season around.
And that's the thing, about Isak, but he's not for sale. And I know I've seen something about Sky Sports, and they were commenting on why Arsenal should get it while Newcastle was playing. I get some fans are having an issue with that. I get it, perfectly fine. To be honest, what's the point in that? What's the point in the pundits already going? It's like their mind is already immediately going to Arsenal, which is kind of weird, to be honest. But Keith Down as well defending his colleague on there, and then going back and forth with Luke Edwards as well. It is kind of odd. So I will have to agree with Luke in that sense of the thing. But look, that's why I think we need to lock him up for as long as we can. His contract ends in 28?
Yeah, but the other thing about 9-year contract is the Premier League have already said now.
So
you can't
more
have contracts more than 5 years.
Yeah, but they're doing it. So
no. But they have to include the full 9 years salary in the balance sheet over 5 years. They can only divide his salary over 5 years, not over 9 years. So whilst he might be getting paid whatever it is, 340 or something, as far as their books are concerned, he's actually going to be getting over $500,000.
Yeah, I mean, look, when does Isak's contract end? 28.
28. We've got lots of time.
Yeah. No, that we got lots of time, but I mean, why? What? 2 more years? What is that? It's already a long contract.
That's the thing that I don't get. Why? Yeah, that's the thing. I don't.
So just make it till 2030, man.
I don't get why people are so nervous about him leaving.
5 years from now, yeah, absolutely. Give him another 5-year deal, another 9.5-year deal.
And look, I agree with you, Brent. I don't know why people are like. That's why I don't waste my. I choose what to be mad at for the most part. Other than when I'm trying to sleep and 3 kids are on top of me, not letting me sleep, and I'm like, damn it, let me go sleep. Getting mad at people talking about that means he's the best striker in the world. Nobody, you don't see Arsenal fans saying, let's nick before the contract thing. Let's nick Haaland from City. You know what I mean?
I think that's where the fan base get upset because the fan base Newcastle
They
fan base think that it's a slight because if you have like Brentford,
because
we think we're just going to be able to
yeah,
pull up in January and pull Embuemo
exactly.
off of Brentford, and we
Yeah.
think that that's no problem. Why aren't Brentford fans pissed off that everybody wants to take Embuemo and it just keeps talking about how they're all going to take Embuemo? It's similar to us. They think
Well, exactly.
it's kind of like they think we don't have any ambition. We're not going to do anything. We're
We're
not
a
going to
small club.
challenge.
They're just
We're
gonna
small,
they're
and
gonna
that's what it
No,
is.
but there's a reason. But there's a
hang
reason
on.
why. But that's what it
There's
is, though. Wait. That's what it is. They think that they can nick New.
There's a difference here. Brentford absolutely, and their fans as well, recognise that
Yeah.
they are
Yeah, that's fine. That's
Right.
fine. But I'm saying we are not in, in that
and they
position.
rely on
That what we're
development
saying.
players
W-
flogging them.
No,
What
but
we're saying
yeah, that's fine.
is they still think it's the Ashley days, where if we have a
Exactly.
good
Where they can
player, we're
just
going to
nick any
immediately sell
player.
them, and then we're not going to backfill
Exactly.
that role.
That
And
that's the way fans think. That's the way. Well, it seems like media's thinking. Um, but you got to look at what's happening. Isak is on until 2028. He's on quite a bit of money. He deserves more money. So he's not going anywhere. If Newcastle doesn't accept it, now any club if Haaland today, I guarantee you, Haaland has some special clauses in his contract. He's not an idiot. And if the player says I want to leave, 90% of the time they leave because it's just the way it is, the nature of the beast, man. If Isak says I want to leave, then you can't do nothing about it. You can't do nothing about it. But as long as he says I want to stay, there's not a single thing that any club in the world can do to get him off our books. Plain and simple. That's why I tell fans, calm down. Don't lose don't get so mad about that stuff because it is what it is. Michael McIntyre, thank you, man. Says we got to keep Isak tuned. Thank you for the super chat, friend. Thank you so much. Let's go with some comments because we're getting carried away, and we got a lot of comments, a lot. So let's get through them quickly. Choppy here says, "Hi Chris. Fulham have had a shortage of midfielders. Fulham have taken Barry Thomas off. What? Well, I don't want. I don't want to get involved in none of that YouTube drama stuff. Don't involve me into any of that."
I
Steve
can't
says,
be bothered with all this.
Yeah, man. I get along with
I don't even
everybody's
know
my
what any of that
friend.
means.
I get along with everybody. Everybody's my friends. I love everybody. Steve, he's on the contract. Would you leave? I think we were talking about maybe Targett at the time.
Yeah.
Well, maybe not, but I mean, yeah, the smartest thing for him personally would be just to seek out his contract. So, I don't know. Kenny, Targett not even on the bench last 3 games. Johnny and NUFC, if Targett goes, I think Kelly will stay. Beer Riken, trusting mighty win with finances like trusting my dog with my sandwich. You shouldn't do it. There you go. Mercury Dime. Evening, gents. Chris, good to see you. A little more fresh-faced than you were over here. Keep up the good work. Cheers, mate. Connor, Target to Leeds is likely to be loan to buy if they go up. There you go. Stephen Harker, on a serious note, win is right, and it's a sale. So a positive on PSR and wages removed. Well, wages removed would be a positive as well. Not as a positive if selling them, of course, but
Both of them, because out of all of the players on our books right now, which are the 2 players who always get quoted as being paid more than they're worth? Kelly and Target.
yeah, exactly.
Which I've also already explained is bollocks anyway, because Kelly's includes his fee. We've got him on a free, which is why if we're selling for just 20 million, we're still making money on him, even if we have to pay off the rest of his contract. So it was a good deal.
So you say, I don't
And
think
Target earned his 100,000.
No, he didn't. He played
Getting us
one
into the
good season, man. So
I'm with
everybody
Jordy
else-
Dan. I'm with that last comment from Jordy Dan. I
Jordy
feel
Dan
like
says-
we need to say it. Go ahead.
No, we should stop scouting players for our rivals. Yeah, 'cause I mean,
I feel like we need to start scouting players that we're never intending on buying, and make other teams start picking up these players that we don't care about, and then actually go to the player we want. Because every time we go after a player,
said that 6 months ago.
yeah, Chelsea, City, Arsenal, somebody comes in and picks them
Everybody
up
who we
immediately.
get linked with, somebody goes and pays over the top for them.
Exactly.
Old angry noob gamer says no other Premier League club will pay 150 a week, and that's why there's no interest. Says old goon gamer. Connor Palace one. Yeah, we read that one. Jordy Dan, that Turkish lad looks good. We're about to get to that. That's the next topic. Kenny W, how much Longstaff to Everton? I never heard. I didn't hear. Actually, Tiger Studios
Everton and Leicester.
Tiger Studios shared a link on the NUFC vlog or something like that. That I don't know what their base is on. They're basing that rumor on, but that the club um that they extended. They got like the player option, so they chose to obviously renew their contract. Him and Byrne. So I mean, they'll be staying for what it looks like. John Boy, the people in the know will be working behind the scenes on all available options. Not buying that we're not doing anything. I'll reserve judgment until the end of the window, but confident we're proactive. We shall see. Roger Cook, Kelly may go for mid-20s max, says Roger. Mercury, Juve play in black and white. He won't even notice. Exactly. Waldo, Kelly will want a huge payoff. Mm. Stephen Field, Byrne and Shaw are aging. Don't forget. That's right. Can't forget about that.
Yeah, indeed.
Roger, I think he'd have been a good addition. Brent Margay. There you go. Davey Eddie says, I still think Kelly gets a bad rap. I've seen all our midfielders make mistakes. Kelly got pelters for that West Ham game. They all had a stinker. He does have pace, though. Yeah, I could agree with you. I mean, made a few mistakes. I think he's a nice.
Kelly hasn't
nice-
shown how good he can be yet for us, without a doubt. When he's been given the chance, he hasn't
What was the
shown.
assist he had? He had a really nice assist early on in the season that put us
Yeah. A nice cross. A nice
put us in
cross.
front.
A
I
nice
can't remember
cross
who
on
it
the
was
left.
against.
Maybe
It was
I
a
don't know.
very nice cross, though. Yeah, that's what it was. It was a quick throw in by Dan on the left hand side, crossed in, and I want to say Isak put it in. I can't remember. It was really nice, though.
Yep.
That escapes me, I'll be honest.
Tiger Studios. The problem we have with Isak is like Spurs had with Kane. No top striker will come to sit on the bench. So we need to buy someone level below who is still good. Well, that's the predicament. But I mean,
That's
he can't.
what we have with Azula, I think.
Yeah, but Asula, no, there's got to be a bit in the
You wish
middle
we
between them.
you think we had it because when he comes on, he seems to have something that you see, but then Howe would rather put Gordon and Miggy in the striker position than him. I don't get it.
Yeah. All right, JJ, our wage structure will have to go into the 300K band very soon. Stephen Harker, if he ends up on 300K, it's relevant to 50 million. I think he will be on 120, 150, which is 25 million, a bargain. Says Stephen Harker. Talking about Isak here, I think.
Yeah.
I think he's
And he's right.
I think he's
Because
proven.
to replace him would cost you.
Tiger Studios, honestly, two more seasons with Isak, and then he's off to Madrid. No, man, no. Look, and listen, that's what you're gonna battle with legacy clubs, especially in Spain. There's two of them. Barcelona keep getting top players, although they are broke. Why? Because players want that shirt. Plain and simple. Madrid, the same thing.
Madrid, I agree with. Barcelona.
They're still getting players, and they can't even pay them. They get players. They don't play because they can't get them signed, so they leave. That's the thing. And it happens multiple times. It's unbelievable that. Now, I used to believe that about Man United. Maybe Liverpool, they're competing in the league. Man United, though, have really fallen off the face of the earth. It's the last 20 years, to be honest, and getting worse right now in relegation zone. Not relegation zone, but you get the point. They're right there with Tottenham, but Tottenham don't have the history of Man United. So it's I don't think that players now want to join. I think that Real Madrid can talk to Isak and say and get him shaking in his boots. Man United can't do that.
I think the issue with Man United is just the locker room. I think outside players might look at that locker room and just be like, there is no way I'm trying to join that right now. I think if they're terrible and the locker room doesn't seem to be, all the drama behind the scenes, then I think United could go start getting big players again. But I think right now it's just such a dumpster fire that it'd be difficult for them.
And we are exactly the opposite because
I agree.
Well, exactly. Yeah, I agree. That's why
we've got the likes of Tonali coming out at the weekend and saying, all the players love playing, and I don't think that's press bullshit. I think it's true. All of the players do love they get playing for the team.
Yeah.
Which is
Aaron,
a massive benefit to us,
an upgrade to what it was before, obviously.
and a massive pat on the back to the fans, because it's the fans that make it like that.
Yeah.
Yep.
Aaron says 150 million isn't enough, especially to us. Selling him would take us back so much. I agree. Old gamer says we need to be in UCL every year to keep Isak
Yep.
full stop. I agree. Rugby says Durana to Al Nasser, 70 million euros. Wow, really?
Is that real?
I don't know, but that would be shocking. It's happened before. Steve, 300K until June 2030 would be good. I agree with that. JJ, 80K stadium, closing roof. We are the future. That's right. John Boy,
That's the latest rumor as well, by the way. Closing roof.
closing roof. That's the latest rumor, isn't it? Well, Mighty One, you gotta be right there, man, because I want my season ticket, brother. You gotta be right there, and you gotta stand outside St. James's Park to hear anything new coming up. It's John Boy, Isak worth whatever we can pay him, worth his weight in gold.
He's only as good as the rest of the team.
Alan McMurtry, if no 4-5 top 4-5 finish, we won't be able to keep Isak. Excuse me, but 150 will soften the blow.
Yeah, and that, but trust me, if it'll not just be Isak.
Because it's a domino effect after that, man. That's the problem.
Yeah, that's right. If we sell Isak, that sends a signal to the rest of the gold-plated members we've got, and one by one they'll lose heart.
Yeah. Beer Viking wins talking BS about the wages. The length of the contract will dictate how the wages hit the books. Only payments for players are limited to up to 5 years. That's what Beer Viking is saying.
Right, so I wouldn't be expand on that.
Well, we gotta get moving. A lot of comments in the chat, so please let us know what you think. Sorry, we missed a few. Keep bringing your comments. Keep doing your thing. Appreciate it. Hit the like button. Don't forget to do that. Very important. Please, folks, hit the like button. It means a lot to us. Trust me. I know we keep asking you, but it means something for YouTube. That means that you like what you see and you want to share it with all other fans. All right, so let's get with Mr. Ilia Zabarnyi, a Bournemouth player at the moment. Apparently, Newcastle are interested in this guy. It doesn't come as a surprise, though. I think that was he not reported before to Newcastle, or maybe he does. I don't know. But the problem is now it would have been a great signing, or great to a certain extent. I mean, the guy obviously, we don't know yet what he can do. Bournemouth are doing well, obviously. But when he was away, now he's at Bournemouth. Bournemouth is not going to want any. They're not going to want to sell him for cheap. Don't know what we would pay for him. He's a Ukrainian international.
Didn't they just pick him up too, though?
Yeah. I think was it 23, 24, maybe somewhere around there. So, and this is, by the way, because of Margate, he might not be an option. If that's the case, then they would go for the replacement would be Zabarnyi. So, what do you guys think? I think Gehi's obviously proven more than Zabarnyi in the Premier League. In English football and obviously national team and all that. But obviously Zabarnyi is not his fault. He's born in Ukraine.
Yeah.
But would Zabarnyi start in England? That's the thing.
I honestly can't comment because I know nothing about him.
Yeah, I really don't know a whole lot either.
Well, a lot of people are reporting on that today.
How do you spell it?
With a Z.
He's only 22, so he's younger than Gehi.
Yeah. It's Zabarnyi. Zabarnyi. So I will put it on the
Ilia Zabarnyi.
There you go. So, I mean, I don't know. People like him, but
boy, he's valued at 38 on transfer mark, so you can see he's worth a lot more than that. What's he done?
Oh, he's playing Bournemouth. That's all he's done, really.
He's a 6.9 on SofaScore.
Yeah,
well,
that counts.
That's good.
But I mean, look, this report clearly states, and by the way, this is from Geordie Boot Boys. Don't know where the resource is, but a lot of people have been reporting on this guy today. A lot of Newcastle channels. But the point is here, he would be if Gehi is not available, which might be very well what's happened. That Paul Mitch has realized. Well, by the way, I mean we're already almost the window's over almost. So I'm sure he realized that he's not capable of getting Gehi.
Right. I don't think anybody's coming in this window.
I don't think so either. I don't. And listen, it's not being negative. It's just to me, based on what we're seeing, that we can hope all we want, but
yeah, I think the 3-year deal comes off, so we're going to have a bunch of money open up in the summer. If our starting 11 can stay healthy and we can get Champions League, and heck, if we win the Carabao Cup, I mean, all the momentum in the world to come in the summer and really make some big moves, I think.
Now, a good point by Kenny says Jordi Bubo says that he's to replace Fabian Schär. I mean, center back, that would be Gehi's position anyway as well. So I mean, that's what we're saying. We got Schär there. I don't know that Zabarnyi is really all that good.
Yeah, I mean, he's somebody I'd have to look into.
I'm kind of ashamed, yeah.
Because you don't know him?
Yeah, because he played 37 games, 37 out of 38 in the Prem for Bournemouth.
Yeah, man. What do you think? He's part of that team that's killing the Premier League right now.
And he's played 23 now. Well,
the purple fans know who
went under my radar.
Well, yeah, a lot of goes under your radar.
Well, that's true.
Craig Lee in the chat says, if our starting 11 stays fit, second is a very real possibility. Craig Lee bringing in the positiveness. He thinks the second is a possibility.
I think Arsenal and City, I believe, I don't know about Arsenal. I think City is going to be very tough moving forward. I think Forest is going to fall off. They have an incredibly tough schedule coming up. I know we keep saying it and they don't seem to do it, but I think it's going to happen. I think it's going to happen. They just got smoked by Bournemouth, and we have them at home. I think they have Liverpool, or no, they have Arsenal right before us, something like that. They have a tough schedule coming up. So the ones that we're going to have to worry about is if Bournemouth's purple patch ever stops, or if they're going to keep going. If Chelsea can get it together, because they haven't looked good for quite a few weeks now. And then we'll see what happens with Arsenal. But top four is in play as long as the starting 11 stay healthy. That's just has to happen.
And Craig right there said, well, let me show it because it went by. We're only 6 points behind Arsenal. It was more than 12 beginning of December. And we have no injuries that they have. So, good point. Good point.
Arsenal without Saka or like us without Isak.
And who have they brought in? They brought in the defensive midfielder, I think.
But that's just like with anybody, though. MLS, I think. Is that his name? They got red carded, and now he's back to they've taken that away. By the way, unbelievable what death threats can do, right? I mean, a team and a fan, twat fans, make death threats towards a referee, and that will do. He won't referee anymore, and fans do what they. In this case, fans got whatever they wanted, and it's unfortunate that probably if you. Mighty Wayne considers the Premier League being the top flight of football. Well, that's what's happening. Fans pout. They threat families, kids, 2-year-old daughter, and that's what happens. You give them what they want. Twats. And shameful, man, shameful. That's what happened. And by the way, never mind. It's whatever. And I'm not saying it because Michael Oliver is supposedly a Toon fan. He might be.
There's no doubt about that.
Well, I'm not, but I'm saying he's a referee most importantly, and he didn't do that. What's the point? What is he trying to do? Is this did he get a bag to?
Listen, I thought it was a red.
It is a red.
He scrapes his foot down his shin.
It is a red. You can't do that. Anytime you this part of your foot.
Yeah.
Hits on the other guy's leg, shin, wherever, it's a red, man. Intentions are non-valid in football anymore. because your intentions could be anything. So it's what you do. And certainly we Newcastle fans have gotten away with it. I think certainly Joe Linton's play against Southampton could have been something. I think Bruno got away with it at home as well. So, you know what I mean? But you got away with it. It happens against you sometimes, but doing all of this nonsense, man, it's unbelievable. Michael Oliver, legend. Yep.
Michael Oliver, legend. Get a banner for the second leg. Me too.
But, anyways, that's neither here nor there. But anyways, so Zabarnyi, what do you final verdict on Savardi? Please, people in the chat, let us know. Look, I'm actually, I might go for it. But how much do they want? They're not going to want less than 40.
Put it this way. If he's averaging 6.9, that's the same as Tonali.
Man, stop playing, man. Stop playing, man.
All I'm saying is, and if that takes him away from Bournemouth, it's a bit like when we're saying Wood from Burnley when we were fighting relegation. You know, it's a win-win, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm not sold on him.
Especially if we can offload Targett and Kelly.
Beer Wagon says Tomori. He wants Tomori. Tomori could be an option.
The thing about that, AC Milan's defense is horrendous. I don't know if you guys have watched any AC Milan. I watch them a lot, and their defense is complete shit. But you have to think too. They have some other. I think they have locker room issues too. So I don't know. That's tough on that one. Tomori's good, but their defense is poor.
By the way, talking about referees, Chris Kavanagh. Is that how you say it?
Yeah.
Chris Kavanagh will be the referee for Newcastle Fulham at St. James's Park on Saturday afternoon. Kickoff. The match kickoff will be 3 p.m. UK. Our live stream will start at 2 p.m., giving you the insights, the analysis, the build-up, and all here of that match. So stay tuned for that one. Join us, please, if you don't mind.
And if you're going to the match,
that's right. If you're going to the match after full time, you're walking out outside of the Strawberry. Mr. Amrit, the mighty win, is going to be there as well. We're going to be doing a post-match reaction from fans coming out of the stadium. So please do it. Go over there, have your say, and it won't cost you nothing. And we'll have fun. So support the channel. Come on. So that's the referee for Fulham. And we talked a little bit about Isak. We're going to have to dwell a little bit on that because he certainly is not for sale. And Mr. Eddie Howe, according to, I'm assuming he said this. He didn't say it on the one that we posted on our channel, but they do a bunch of press conferences after the match. According to TalkSport, he said that Isak is one of the best, most elite strikers in the world at the moment. So shall we take a listen to what TalkSport we're talking about? Please, and have a quick listen.
Brightest star of this season so far, Alexander Isak, and after their win yesterday, Eddie Howe called him one of the world's best strikers in his post-match comments, which is quite a statement, but I don't think it's something that not everybody's been saying about him. He's been absolutely sensational this season. He got 2 more goals against Southampton yesterday, but Newcastle are remaining adamant that the striker is not available, and they're looking to give him quite a good deal to renew his contract. Now, they've put a £150 million price tag on his head, so if you want him, you're going to have to dig in your pocket. Now, Luke Edwards, in this article in the Sunday Telegraph, notes the importance of Newcastle securing Champions League football next year, which could act as an incentive for Isak to stay at the club and not look to move to maybe one of the more fashionable, glamorous names in football. Real Madrid potentially thrown out there. Now, we know he's a man in demand who could probably go anywhere he wanted to, really. Now, Casper, if you were in his shoes, would you commit long-term to Newcastle, or could you be tempted by a bigger move?
Well, let's put it in perspective of what sort of contract they'd offer him to stay. They'd probably have to offer him Newcastle. Give him Newcastle, the whole city.
You could have the freedom of Newcastle. You know what that's like. Well,
I just
anyway.
What sort of cost is it to tie him down? Obviously, his value has soared. If you value someone at 150 million, then you're going to have to pay him a contract of 150 million, as in, your wages in comparison to the fee that you want. I'm sure his agent's licking his lips because he's going to have loads of options. If Newcastle can keep him, it will be a fabulous feat on their part. I think it'll be very tricky, but the contract would have to be mind-boggling. And it'd have to be a contract never seen even close to, because whatever the highest player at Newcastle's ever got, he'll surpass that comfortably. Then you have another issue of how does that go down within a dressing room. They're always okay with high earners in dressing rooms. It's never a problem if you're being brilliant.
Yes.
But you go through a bad time and then look like you're not pulling your weight, then you've got on a major, major issue. So I'd love to see him stay in the Premier League. And
all right, well, there we go. Actually, let me see what he finishes it off. There we go.
Exciting club in many ways. It's going to be a battle to keep him, though, over the next few years.
All right.
As you said.
Newcastle, a very exciting club. He ends, of course, Cascarino, former footballer, back in the Mighty Win golden era. Do you remember Tony Cascarino, Mighty Win?
Yeah, donkey.
Come on, man.
He was, man. He was a donkey.
He's got. No, I guarantee you.
He made his name because Jack Charlton decided he'd had 2 pints of Guinness, so he was Irish. So he had an international career.
No, wait. But let's look him up.
Wait.
I guarantee you he scored. Actually, I guarantee you he scored a lot of goals, man. Let me look him up.
Right.
Let me look him up.
Millwall in the second division.
Cascarino. Let me see. How many goals? 248 goals, man. Stop playing, man.
And where?
Come on, man. 248. And he scored, look, he scored 78 for Gillingham.
Third division.
42 for Millwall.
Second
11 for Aston Villa. That's 90-91. So that, out of 43 games, that's good. And then Marseille. 61 out of.
Well, I'll give him the 11 in the top division for us.
Marseille, man, what are you talking about?
Yeah, back then Marseille was a huge club.
Come on, man.
They're playing in La Liga.
Nah, see this guy.
Yeah, but that's with Lyon and some of these other big clubs from back in the day. They're not big anymore.
He was playing with Waddle, man.
Come on, man. He was hey, Waldo, that's good. Decent target, man. Come on, but you don't have to diminish people, man. Because people look at you and you say, he's a Mighty Win, just half-ass pundit.
The Mighty Win, he was a decent target, man.
Hey, and he played for Nancy as well. I don't know what Nancy is, but...
Nancy.
He played for Nancy. Nancy, he played 100 games, scored 44 goals, man. Come on, man.
Exactly. In the Liga. Couldn't hack it in the first division.
That ain't right, man. What's wrong? What he do to you, man?
Well, I'm telling you, man. He was a donkey.
Hell, man. All right. Well, that took us off the subject there. We're talking about Alexander. But
I tell you what he did say that made sense, and I think this is right, and I think sooner or later it will be incorporated in the contract because there's more and more players now, as you were quick to tell me, which is happening all over the continent, and it's beginning to creep into English contracts where they've got a buyout clause. And to me, any footballer who's got a buyout clause should be on a minimum salary of 2% of what their valuation is. So in this case, if we are valuing Isak at 150 million, he should be on 300 grand a week.
Yeah, exactly. Well, you got to give him a really good contract. I mean, Tony Cascarino is talking about a contract that 300K is not. I mean, you look at Mo Salah is on 360.
That blows any contract we've ever had.
We've ever had, certainly, but we're trying to be.
But I'm saying club. if you were wanting to put say 150 mil buyout clause, and and I can assure you that what Isak will do when he signs his next contract, there will be a buyout clause in it.
Of some sort. I mean,
so
most players win.
It's right that if we are putting that buyout clause on his head, we are saying that's how good you are, so we should be paying him accordingly. And I've got no qualms with that at all.
Rocket Tuesdays, but we can't afford 300K a week. Well, I mean,
yeah, we can afford.
I mean, that means we probably can't buy anybody else, but
No, nonsense, man. We can afford it.
Nathan says, "What a load of cod to swallow." Okay. Well, Nathan, we love you, man. We love everybody in the chat, but I mean, you're gonna have to give him a big contract, man. 300K. I think I would give him 300K. But then I'm trying to think.
I would, but I would try and make it up of something like, I don't know, 200 and 100 in bonuses.
Nah, man. He gotta have that money straight forward, man. You know, hey, what happened, man, with Geordies, man? When I'm in Newcastle, everybody wants their money up front, man. None of that BS. When I go to eat, you gotta pay. We went to the Witherspoons. You gotta pay up front, man. It's not like America where you order and say, "Give me all this and that," and at the end I can just slip out the back door and not pay. And now Newcastle, man, they're not messing around, man. They want their money up front. So Isak wants his money up front. Why are you trying to play, man?
I'm not trying to buy. I agree with him.
So.
But I think it should be the same as with every player. They should be on. Every player should be on 20K a week and 100K a point for every game they play in. That's what if I owned a football club, that's what I would do. I would make them the richest players in the country if they were getting results.
Here's something that you also have to think about. One of the big things with having a world-class player on your side, it gets eyes on your team. And so one of the things that was brought up a while back was Isak should be on the cover of FIFA or something.
Yeah.
If he can transcend something like that, get on the cover of a game like that, or I don't know. I mean, I think a lot of people, just about everybody that knows anything about anything in the Premier League knows who Alexander Isak is. They don't necessarily know who Dan Burn is. They don't necessarily know who some of these other players are. So you have an Isak. To me, he's worth the 300K just because you're a club that's trying to grow and you're trying to get more eyes on your team. And this kid, these teenagers in, wherever in the world are starting to really pay attention to football. And they see Isak as, hey, man, this guy is a fun player to watch. And they start watching Newcastle. The next thing you know, you have Newcastle fans. Bend it like Beckham was big in the U.S. It brought a lot of eyes to Manchester United. People who had no idea about football and don't even pay attention. They went out and bought jerseys just because, hey.
And that's the thing. And then you've got the merch. But again, you can structure his deal in that with regard to image rights. You can structure.
Well, most players do. They have to. You have to pay them. But I mean, they do give the image rights. Mbappe did the same thing with Madrid and all that. I mean,
yeah, I really think Isak. I think Bruno, Tonali, even
and
Gordon.
Tonali needs to be the next.
Gordon.
Gordon is already on a lot of money. He needs to start proving that he can do it.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. I'm just saying. I'm just talking about that. What you're talking about in terms of getting eyes on your team when you're getting these young kids that are starting to pay attention. And dad's the Manchester United fan, and Manchester United's terrible, and I'm sick of watching them and all this. And they're finding a team, find the real Newcastle or the real United.
That's
and
right.
some of these players could really start bringing in the fans and start getting eyes globally to the club, and that's really going to help in the long term of the club.
All right, so let's move on to the topic. Yeah, no, I agree as well. Well, this is the phase of, as much as the Mighty Win likes to think that we got all the money, according to this report from the Northern Echo, this is the phase of Paul Mitchell, as he unfortunately is blocked from signing a £30 million Brazilian up-and-coming star after lining up a Newcastle move. He can't do it. The topic of PSR is becoming increasingly tiresome for Newcastle fans and basically everybody related to Newcastle. But there is little doubt it's having a big impact at Newcastle United in yet another transfer window. We just couldn't buy this kid that went to City. What's his name?
Kushnov.
Yeah, Kushnov. And then according to this, The Athletic is saying once again that Newcastle thought they were also closing in on a move for Victor Royce until PSR forced us to push back plans of a January bid. Like Kusanov, another center back, Newcastle heavily tracked. We are missed out on Royce to Man City once again. Man City, look at that. Man City taking both of our young talents that we scouted. Kind of what Brent was saying. We're scouting for other clubs. And Kriv Wolf revealing that Paul Mitchell and the club's recruitment team put a lot of work into positioning Newcastle at the front of the queue for both Kusanov and Royce. And however, PSR situation meant that Newcastle had to reluctantly delay any formal moves for the pair, deciding the summer deals were more realistic given our financial situation. So, mighty win. You said we got all the money, man.
I'm just replying to Beer Vegan here.
So,
Oh,
man, we don't pay you to reply to fans, man. The client's always right. Don't you understand that? Nathan says missed out. We were never officially in. They knew we could do it. They couldn't. They knew we could do it to They couldn't do it to PSR. Yeah, but the point of the thing is that we can't sign nobody, man. We can't sign nobody.
No. I think a lot of it is with Isak's contract and then the summer. It sucks because you want to kind of almost not guarantee, but you want to shore up the club to be able to get the Champions League run and maybe get one of the cups. You obviously really, especially as a fan base, you want to see the team be serious and do something like that. But sometimes we got to be patient. Newcastle folks are patient. Let's just be, I would if we sign somebody today, right now, it just comes up on stream, I'd be happy. But if nothing happens this summer, if we have another swing and a miss this summer, we got real problems.
That's proper commentating. Swing and a miss by the mighty Win, who has no clue about baseball. Yeah, and it's unfortunate. Now, we're gonna shift as well into Miguel Almiron because he's the one that's getting us a little 10 million at least. Help us with PSR. That's certainly good. But Mighty Win, man, you keep losing battles, man. So when are you gonna give up the war, man? Because it's not happening, bro. It's not happening. Now, Connor asked a question. I guess there are some skeptical fans out there that say PSR or Eddie don't want. Ooh. And the Mighty Win goes, how do you know what Eddie wants and what Eddie don't want? You defend blindness, man. Like,
just treading over old ground.
Well, I think the more people understand that we're not going to get anybody in, I think the more it's just we're going to be just grounded and realistic, man. And by the way, it's affecting the twat clubs as well. Man United, all of them.
Look at this transfer window now.
Nothing.
But that was last season as well, by the way.
We've got less than a week to go, and look at it.
Mm-hmm.
It's destroying transfers.
Well, it's not just destroying and
it's stopping all the money trickling down to the
exactly.
We buy a championship side, a championship player. They buy a Div 1 player, who in turn buy a Div 2 player, and it's just stagnating.
Well, and something you have to think about too is competing on the world stage. At what point can this hurt the Premier League as a whole? Because your top teams aren't able to just go out and get the top players. Madrid just sucks them all up, or Barcelona, or Bayern Munich. One of these. Leverkusen now looks like a team that's going to be maybe do that in the future. I don't know, but in order to compete on the world stage, you talk about Champions League. At some point, PSR is going to handcuff just about everybody. City seem to be in a decent position, but look at Arsenal. What have they done? They have a glaring need, just like we do. Our glaring needs on the right wing. They have a glaring need as a striker. They need a striker. What have they done to do that? If PSR wasn't now, I think a lot of Arsenal fans might say it's their ownership and lack of ambition that way, and that could be the case. But there's Man United would love to turn over their whole roster right now, and they can't do anything. So,
and by the way, I don't know. But Nathan brings up a good point about what about all the commercial revenue also unveilings, new printed shirts? It's killing the buzz. says here, but I was looking at it more like fans are buying all these shirts and everything else. Is that more than ever? By the way, more than ever, more than ever. Is that really not helping PSR? If that doesn't help PSR, I don't see any club in the Premier League other than Newcastle. Must be the only one. Look at other clubs. Go to other clubs' websites. Newcastle must be the only club that prints a shirt, sells them, brings a classic back, sells them. Newcastle is the only one. Look at the other clubs.
No, they all do it. Arsenal,
Look at them right now. What is Arsenal selling?
They're bringing a new shirt out every couple of months, man.
Nah. Look at him.
League Gunners always.
How is that?
bringing
How
up
is
a-
that? How is that? And even if they do, we do it. So we do it as well. Perfect.
Yeah. We
That
do it.
has to be. That's not doing anything.
Of course,
That's
it is.
that has to be doing.
But hang on. But that is why we're getting £40 million a year off Adidas.
Yeah, I wish Adidas would make more shirts because I can't buy any of them. They're all sold out by the
I
time.
know they're all
I
sold
get
out.
to
By
them.
the way, you know.
And Adidas have suddenly realised what a golden cow they've got on their hands.
Yep.
Fortunately, if you buy your shirts, buy them through the club because
Mhm.
you're paying the same anyway.
Exactly.
So buy them through the club because then we get the lion's share of the money. All the shirts they sell everywhere else, they get the money. Anything bought through Newcastle United,
I
the
know.
club get the money.
Craig says Chris City's third retro top. Yes, but we do more. See, we got our retro top. The one the burgundy one, the Jordy Brune is Jordy's would call it. But we do. What about the $136 I paid for that for the brown ale? This one right here, I got a million. I bought more shirts for Newcastle this season, and I guarantee you, most Newcastle fans have this now that Adidas is back than any other time ever, especially in the last 20 years. So it has to be making an impact.
That's why here the last time.
Maybe so.
Yeah.
And by the way, that's
But
what.
that, by the way, coincided with us having a decent team.
Yeah, and by the way, how we can transition into what Miguel Almiron has done for the club. I mean, he's realized he can't play, so he's going back to America. But also helped us because he could have been he can't play. He couldn't play in the team no more. Am I wrong or that or what? He couldn't play for the team no more.
No, we definitely.
Exactly. So what's harsh? What's harsh about it? There's nothing harsh. He decided he could have been a twat and just.
He can play. He just can't play at the level.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. He couldn't play for our team no more. What I was trying to say is that he did us a favor because he could have just played out his contract. He didn't. He said, "I love myself as a player. I'm going to go where I want it," and he gave us £9.5 million. By the way, which is great.
Yeah.
He's now stateside to undergo medical, having agreed personal terms. The Sun is reporting. However, despite his departure, Eddie Howe still looks unlikely to be able to use the money and get a replacement before next Monday. Newcastle's recruitment team has been watching right wingers for months and have come up with a long list of potential new signings, but it looks like it would just stay in the list. So we got until Monday, but Mighty Win, me and you have been through this before, man. So I don't know why you're trying to play games, man.
We've been on the same horse a couple of times.
Exactly. And it's not being a naysayer. It is what it is. It's just not going to happen. Another third window in a row, we don't sign anybody. So hopefully we put it all for the summer, and we can do it in the summer. Hopefully.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of money that's going to be on the table in the summer. A lot of money. So we just got to be smart with it. Don't throw it away. Don't be like Manchester United, which I don't think we will be. But
well, the trouble is the genie's going to be out the bottle by the summer because the accounts are going to be published. And then we're going to see, and then everybody's going to know. Now is the time to do it when everybody thinks we're skinned.
Well, I think that's the thing, though. I think the 3-year deal from the players we got 3 years ago fall off of the books in the summer. It's not something they're going to fall off. That we don't have that free now. It's going to happen in the summer at a certain date, and then that's when all that extra money comes into play. From what I understand, I could be wrong though.
Yeah. All right. Last but not least, Northern Echo reporting that. No, they're reporting this, not me. I'm just saying that Newcastle United will formally complete the signing of Irish youngster Kyle Fitzgerald tomorrow. And this was written yesterday, so it should have been done today. So they're definitely wrong about that. But maybe not. Maybe it's just a matter of days, hours before they officialize the signing. But 18 years of age, even if it's done, Kyle Fitzgerald, Irish lad, Ireland under 19 international. I mean, that's fine, but it's not really. It's just a. You know what it is? It's a Yorkshire pudding when a man wants a proper steak, man. It ain't gonna happen. You know what I mean? It's not gonna fulfill Toon fans whatsoever. Wait, Mighty Wayne. Let me. When it's already set up like that, let me put it. I'll put it on there. So I mean, are you guys excited about the Irish international? If indeed he comes.
Well, he's not first team ready. That's for certain.
Well, there you go. So we shall see. But according to some of you, the latest report going around that Longstaff to Everton.
This was lunchtime today, and this was the Goodison News reported on their website that the multiple league clubs have contacted the Magpies over the signing of midfielder, although none of them have made an offer. Everton need new midfielders next season, as Gay and Decourier are in the final 6 months of their contract, while Mangala's loan deal expires in the summer also.
Yeah.
But the thing is that they're in that article, they're saying long-standing interest. And if it's long-standing, that doesn't necessarily mean that it's David Moyes'. It might have been because Sean Longstaff is a typical Sean Dyche player.
Yeah, very boring.
And he might be, not to David Moyes' like.
I don't know that David Moyes will want Longstaff. So that is the question there.
I'd love to sell him though.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, maybe so. All right. Well, cheers to Stephen for becoming a member. He's going off. Stephen Field, we were going off as well. So appreciate it. And Craig Lee going on about Miggy and he'd take him over Owen. That's perfectly fine. All I said was we outgrew him. Therefore, he had to go. Just like a bunch of players. Some players need to go. So it's nothing.
Thanks for the memories.
I really like Miggy, man. Miggy's a
shining
guy.
light in the dark days.
And Gavin Fuller here says, if the club has money, it's a monumental gamble because we will lose everything we've built.
Absolutely, Gavin Fuller. First time I've seen
that's the situation as well.
But I've been saying that for weeks now. If we don't, we are in a position of strength right now. If we don't consolidate this and don't get Champions League and end up losing the crown jewels, well, they've only got themselves to blame. I'll be furious.
And that is that, folks. I appreciate it. And, of course, Craig Lee, he deserves some flowers. Of course. He got a good standing ovation, so it's good for him. And my wife loves him. I really was excited in the beginning with him. And, lovely guy, I'm sure. But it is what it is. It's football, unfortunately. And it outgrows everybody. The ball still's rolling. Everybody has to go night-night, according to Nathan. So appreciate everybody. Thank you so much. Hit the like button. Subscribe if you're new. Thank you to everybody that joined us today. Great show with Brent. By the way, I want to let everybody know, unfortunately, Josh has to take a sabbatical. He has to, worry about other things. And he's going to be absent, of course, from the channel, Josh. And so wish him
temporarily.
He'll be back. He'll be back when he's ready. He's got to get some stuff sorted, and then he'll be back. But you won't see him for a while. And Brent will be joining the NUFC Extra Time show, so he'll be there running it with Benjamin and Ian. Old man Ian is coming back as well. Santa Claus. So so they'll have a good time. midnight tomorrow. So stay tuned for that one, midnight tomorrow. And so tomorrow we got 2 shows guaranteed, maybe a third, maybe a video earlier on, but certainly 3 shows. Me and Mighty Win are doing Mighty Win, do your research on war. Who do we have lined up? Oh, Gary Speed. Sorry, Gary Speed. Rest his soul. So we're gonna do Once Upon a Time on Gary Speed at 11 p.m. Immediately at 12 p.m. UK, we'll be live with NUFC Extra Time. So, anyways, I've been waiting to do this for ages, though. Josh Phil, he's got the Josh emoji. The Josh emoji will stay. No worries, man. You can use that. And anyways, appreciate everybody's support. We will see you tomorrow. Line up, drink your coffee, eat well, because at midnight UK and 11 p.m. UK, we'll see you all. And if we do put up a video, please watch that one as well. Anyways, cheers, folks. Bye-bye. Have a good one.
How are the lads?
All right. Anyways, that was great. Good stuff. Really good show, by the way. Really
Still
good.
going to me.
Yeah, I'm saying that it's still going.
Are we still going? Oh yeah, it feels like we're still going. I don't know. Hi, folks. Still on. Kenny W is still on. We're waiting. We're waiting.
But done now.
Did you finish it?
Yeah.
I don't know why my button froze.
I don't know. I hit in broadcast too, and it's still going.
Oh, actually, I know what to do. I'm gonna end it from here. Anyways, folks, thank you. Bye-bye.